Hey, good afternoon, traders. This is Trader Tim from eMoneyMind.com bringing you another Monday market analysis. Today is February 8th, 2016. Today I want to talk a little bit bigger picture, and where we're at here on the ES is where we'll start. This morning we came right back down to the large 15%, that 1850 level. The actual 50% is 1841 and change. So I would look for, what I will be looking for here is some sort of a bounce. A couple of reasons, which we'll get into. The first thing I want to show you is if we take a look at the top line indicators, the indices, we've got the S&P, and then the Dow, which actually put in a substantially higher low compared to the S&P. And then we have the Russell, which we'll call that a double bottom. It dipped a little bit low, a little bit below its prior low. And then the NASDAQ, which is the weakest of all, putting in a significant closing low below the prior swing low. Now, typically that would concern me, especially being the NASDAQ, because in most cases it's the small caps, the Russell, and the techs, the NASDAQ, that will usually lead the S&P and the Dow. But in this case, if we go look at the volatility index, the VIX, we did not put in a higher print today. We did not break the swing high. So if we look at the VIX as an inverse relationship of the SPY, the volatility index is more mimicking the Dow and the NASDAQ. I'm sorry, the Dow and the YM. Let's try this one more time. The Dow and the S&P compared to the NASDAQ and the Russell. So it's looking like we could get another bounce off of this low. We've had a good amount of selling already this week, and then today's candle closed a nice hammer formation. So obviously there's some sort of buying. Some people out there, traders, bigger investors, who are interested in buying at these levels. So if we come back over to the ES, we can see we closed, really just about the same point that we closed the last time we came down, broke through the 50%, or at least pierced it, and then the bulls stepped in and pushed us back up kind of to this 1850 level. So, big round number, numbers like 2000, 1900, 1850, 1800, those can act as magnets. So if we go to the 15-minute chart, what I will look for tomorrow is going to be a 15-minute long from lows to whatever these highs end up being. Right now we're in the afternoon. The markets are closed, so we'll see what we get overnight. But whatever those highs end up being, it's likely that if we push a little bit higher overnight, we could get a large 15-minute setup that lines up with 1840. And that would be a good, getting long down here at 1840s is what I'm going to be looking for this week, not getting short. Today, here I'll go to a 512 and just show you a couple things that I was looking at today. Today we had a handful of setups that just kept trying to go to the upside, but didn't really get much momentum. So if I go over to this morning, I'm going to pull on just trading hours only. So you can see we kind of opened up and started with a bull move right off that 1840 level. I mean, the very first little 512 setup right at the open was a long setup off that double bottom. Got some selling pressure, and then another long setup that, again, it traded, but not any follow through. Kind of saw that throughout most of the day, put in a little bit lower swing low, get a little bit of a bounce, put in another swing low, get another bounce, and you can see, kind of a long setup that just really doesn't go anywhere. And then as we go into the afternoon, traded just a little bit lower before getting the setup that happened to take us into the close from lows of the day to the break of the prior swing high. We were making lower high, lower high, lower high. This was the first higher high, and the higher low is the actionable point at the 50% retracement. That was towards the end of the day. That took us into the close. But nonetheless, there's some bullish activity that's being shown on the smaller time frames. It's a little bit more clear. But even if we go to the 15-minute chart, and I'll turn on trading hours, turn on overnight rather, and turn off Heikin-Ashi. And with this close breaking the prior swing high from kind of middle of the day, just before lunch, be looking for some sort of a long setup, maybe close to 1840, 15-minute pullback, and we'll see tomorrow if we can get some momentum off of this 1840 level. So now is the chance for bulls to step in again and push us higher. And so if we do get some momentum off 1840, the first point will be breaking the high of today, so 84.50s. And then the next important point would be the next swing high, 22.25s, and finally this major swing high of 1940s. On the flip side, if we open up and continue to trade lower, the first breaking point will be the low down here, 21.75, and then this major low of 1804.25s, which would be a very, very important level if we were to break. Not much going on this week for news. Early in the week, but then Thursday, Friday, jobless claims, retail sales, and I believe Janet Yellen is speaking on Thursday as well. So, could be some catalyst, some potential later in the week for some more of this, one way, the other way, back and forth, up, down volatility. But at this point, I'd be looking for longs as close to this 1840 level as we can get. So that's what I'm looking at for this week. I had some great questions over the weekend come in, so feel free to keep sending them. tim@emoneymind.com. Happy to help in any way I can. Best of luck in your trading this week, and we will talk to you soon.